Thanks, Chris. Hey, everybody. Thanks so much for joining us today. We know time is a precious commodity, so thanks for investing a few minutes with us. Data quality, we all know, is a huge organizational concern, and our goal today is to help you put a few tools in your toolkit. So my name's Ann Hartman. I'm the Director of Nonprofit Solutions for Datatilligent. And before joining Datatilligent, I worked for about 26 years in the nonprofit sector, leading a nonprofit in Indianapolis. So today we'll start with introductions. So we'd like to hear your name and organization, and then maybe just what's your most pressing data quality challenge. And then we'll dive into solutions for overcoming those challenges. And then we'll finish up with solutions for some of those challenges, including Tableau Prep and Tableau data management. So Larry, I'll hand it over to you to do introductions, and then I'll just do a roll call from the participant list.
Great, thanks, Ann. Hi, everyone. Larry Blackburn. I am the Chief Solutions Officer for Datatilligent. I have over 20 years experience in a variety of organizations, leading their data analytics and capabilities and building those up. So excited to share our experiences today.
So let's talk about some of those more common data quality and data management challenges. And some of you already mentioned these, but something that almost every report writer or analyst comes across is that null or incomplete data. And also duplicate data that was mentioned by several of you, as well as incorrect or maybe inconsistent data. And these data quality issues, they can have negative organizational impacts that can range, just from minor inconveniences, so it takes you more time to manipulate the data, to some serious impacts on funding if the data are not correct. And then when we talk about data management, one of the most pressing needs for organizations is a way to automate manual processes. I think Katie just mentioned that, or I might be mixing up my names, but this is where organizations can get some real serious ROI in terms of freeing up their staff for other tasks. So I'd like to talk about my experience with each one of these challenges when I was working at Connect to Help. All right, so the first one, null values. And we know that these can have some pretty serious consequences when it comes to reporting. At Connect to Help, we operated a 24/7 call center, and we provided assistance to all types of callers, especially those, including those who were in crisis. And so this included folks in domestic violence situations. So when our specialists would sometimes record the correct referral for the domestic violence caller, but they would forget to check this domestic violence checkbox. And then what happened there was that resulted in underreports of service to this population. So, and we were the domestic violence navigation hub for our part of the state. So the undercounts really put our funding in some bit of jeopardy. So we cleaned the data, and we did that by identifying calls with the specific domestic violence referral, but no DV checkbox. And then we ran that through the process that would check the checkbox based on the DV referral. And so what this did, it corrected the counts, and it actually highlighted the fact that we had served more domestic violence callers in that year than either of the two previous years. And so we were able to leverage that data to increase our funding for that population. All right, so next challenge, duplicate entries. I heard several of you guys mention this. In our case, our use case was we created a statewide community resources database where we pooled data from all other parts of the state into a single database that people could use when answering calls for assistance. And so what that did is it created duplicate records for some of the same agencies and programs. And on top of the duplicate entries, we knew that not all of the entries were equal. So some of them had inaccurate information. And then what happened is our folks would be scrolling through while they were on a call, they would be scrolling through all of these duplicate entries to find the one that had the correct information. So what we did is we deduplicated using the name, address, and the program code, because the name was not always the same, and an organization often had multiple programs. So we needed a code. So so we were just looking for a way to link all of the data in a way that made sense, and then we would allow us to duplicate those. And what that did is it led to two things. It led to shorter call times, and more importantly, it led to more accurate referrals for our clients. And then a third issue for us was incorrect or inconsistent coding, and which makes reporting really difficult. So we worked in partnership with organizations around the state on a program to help low-income Hoosiers pay their heating bills. And some of the agencies around the state simply coded those calls as general utility assistance calls, while internally at Connect to Help, we were coding them as either gas or electric. And we needed that specificity because we had funders who wanted that information. So what we did is we went back to the common pre-screening form that all the organizations around the state were using, which asked for the utility source, so gas or electric. And then we were able to recode those general utility assistance codes to either gas or electric. And that allowed us to provide the data back to our largest funder, who in our case was an electric utility company. So those are some big data quality challenges that we ran into. And then talking about data management, this one was really a game changer for us. The whole idea of automating routine processes. You know, we're all looking as nonprofits for ways to do more with less. And so as a 24/7 call center, we relied on our daily reports to make sure that we were operating efficiently. And unfortunately, these reports took quite a bit of time. So it could take up to an hour for our data analyst to be able to combine all the data and create the report that was then sent to management. And if the data analyst wasn't there one day, maybe they were sick or they had a PTO day, then management didn't have the information that they needed. They had to wait until the analyst came in the next day. So by automating those reports in Tableau, net result was we freed up 5 hours of the data analyst's time so that they could work on something else. And then we also always had the data. Management always had the data that they needed when they needed it, even if the analyst wasn't there. So again, those are a few challenges and the way that we solved them. And so what I'd like to do is hand it over to Larry so he can talk about the tools for solving those, for making those solutions possible. So Larry, I'll let you take it from there.
Great, thanks, Ann. So I'm going to take the screen over, share my slides. Let me know when you can see those. You see that?
Yes.
Okay. So yeah, I'm going to do some quick demos so that you get an idea of focusing on the Tableau tools and how they can help you overcome these data management challenges. So I've got a couple of demos. I'm going to start with a tool called Tableau Prep. And some of you may have heard that about it. So I'm going to move to the next screen. So the overview on Tableau Prep is it's a tool to then allow you to visually combine, shape, and clean your data for analysis, right? And provide you a easy tool where you can identify these challenges and then come up with ways to automatically clean and shape your data. It is a tool that's included. If you have Tableau Online and Tableau Server, it's already included in your software. If you're using just Tableau Desktop, it is an extra add-on cost to be able to do that. And And then by the time you're wanting to use Tableau Prep, we recommend that you have Tableau Online or Tableau Server, because you really need that platform to build these solutions, right, that automatically manage your data. And I'll show you here that it is a tool that connects to a variety of data sources, and both internally and externally, and you can connect databases and you can connect files. Okay, so I got a couple of screenshots before we get into the demo. So this is what it looks like. It's mostly a visual tool, and the first step you'll see on here is that you can make a connection to all kinds of data sources, and again, whether they be from internal, external data, whether it's files or tables, you can connect to those. So you make a connection first, and then this is the cool part about the tool. It's a visual drag and drop, right? And so you can visually see all the different steps to start from your data source, and here it shows a couple of steps to clean your data, and then actually join them or create a union of those two data sets. And then you can create a aggregation layer, right? So you can kind of do your calculation, create that higher level aggregation, and then you have a output, which can either be a file or a table in a database. So here's the complete solution, all the different parts, and what I'm going to do next is, yep. So let me show you. This is a sort of an eye chart, but this gives you an idea of all the different functions you can do with Tableau Prep Builder, right? So lots of things that you may be doing manually today to manage your data. Tableau Prep Builder has functions to do all of this. Okay, so I'm going to do a quick demo here. So what you're going to see in the demo is that we have multiple files received from multiple locations. Those files need to be merged and create one file. And then there is a step to clean the data, because in one of the files we're missing the region value. And then we need to actually, and I don't know if you've experienced this, some of the data you receive, the month, day, and year, may be in separate fields, and you want to combine all that into one field. And then we also have an incorrect data type for one of the fields. So it will show how to correct that. So I'm going to flip over in a minute while I do this. In my desktop. All right, so this is just going to run, and you'll go through those steps. So here we're having to combine multiple fields or add a field that's missing for region. And this is the step I mentioned where we're taking separate parts of a date and then combining those into one field. So it's the make date function, as you can see there. And this is a built-in function in Tableau Prep Builder. There were two dates in this example that we had to use that make date function. And you can see below, as you build your steps and you do your calculations, you can see samples of the data and what it will look like in your final output. Okay, and then we're going to remove those extra fields because we don't need those, since we created a single field from those multiple ones. And what it's doing on the left side as you do all these steps is that it's actually recording those steps, and then you can then use this these steps that are captured here. You can then automate it next time you have to do this, right? So you just do this once, and then as long as you're receiving the same files in the same format, you can then rerun this routine. And I know we got about a minute left on the, so I'm going to actually cut this off so we can get to the other demo in a minute. So next I want to talk quickly about, so once you have your Tableau Prep flows built, in order to have them run automatically, there's another tool that's included in the Tableau tool suite called data management. I want to run through that real quick in the next minute. So Tableau data management is an add-on to your Tableau server, Tableau Online. Think of it as a way to automatically add some governance to your data, right, as you're working with your data. So there's two features, that's Tableau Prep Conductor and Tableau Catalog. So I've got some screenshots here. You can see it's another visual tool that allows you then, once you have that Tableau Prep flow built, as you can see on the bottom here, you can then use Tableau Prep Conductor to schedule those flows to run when you need them to run, right? Maybe daily, maybe several times throughout the day. And then it helps you kind of manage those prep flows so you can see the results of those and then any that might encounter errors. The second component to Tableau data management is what we call Tableau Catalog. And what this does is that once you turn Tableau Catalog on, it will go across all of your Tableau solutions and catalog all of the databases, tables that are used in that, and then it gives you some information on that, okay? So I think since we run to the end of the time today, I'm not going to run that demo, but these screenshots give you an idea of what's included in those two tools. So I'm going to stop there. I know we're at the end of our time. Chris, any last minute questions we want to address?
The only thing was that Jennifer asked to get a little more into the deduping solution. Hopefully we address that. If not, Jennifer, I can follow up with you to set up an additional meeting to walk through that with you.
Yeah, I appreciate it. I think it was actually good cover, and it's good to know when we start launching out our Tableau online licenses that we have those tools available.
Right.
That was all we received.
Okay, great. Well, thanks everybody for attending. I know we fit a lot into a short amount of time, so we wanted to make the time, easy to attend. So I know we fit a lot. So if you have any questions, we will follow up with you, and just to kind of follow up, and maybe you had some questions we didn't answer. So we will follow up with all of you. And if you need some more details on any of this, we're happy to provide that. Okay. So thank you for your time and have a great day.